I'm having microphone issues here. All right. So welcome to the Ales and Tales podcast, everybody. We got Jim McCarthy, DJ Jim McCarthy over there.
Come on.
Sorry. It's a new hype man.
Everybody needs a hype man.
Everybody needs a hype man. I would love to have a hype man.
So we are the Ales and Tales podcast. We are bringing you brew reviews and probably some brew boo-hoos because I got to drink a sour today, so we're going to see how that goes.
Did you just come up with that?
I did.
Look at you.
Hey,
bring that mic closer to your mouth.
The 7 o'clock. I was trying. I'm having issues with the mic. Mike is having issues with the mic.
You got to tighten it up.
Yeah.
Lift it up.
Tighten it. Tighten up the mic.
There we go. Perfect.
All right. So, with me are, first and foremost, a guest. We've got Carly Duggan.
Where's our applause? There we go.
And we've got the regular co-hosts and beer buddies, Ben Purrier.
Cheer.
Yay.
What are you doing?
My beer's over there. Well, you haven't poured it yet. It's in my hand. It just comes
Got
natural.
the water.
Cheers. Cheers to the water.
Jim McCarthy.
Just lost 10 listeners right there.
That's right. They're like, what in the world? Water in a beer podcast. What's up?
Gotta stay
Cleanse the
hydrated.
palate, right?
Don't mess with my beer. Don't add water to the beer menu. All right, so we are going to be reviewing today Monday Night Brewing's Dr. Robot Blackberry Lemon Sour.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Nothing about that sounds appealing to me.
You're not a sour guy.
No, I'm sweet.
Yeah.
That's what everybody tells me. No. I'm
You kind
typically
of look like a Sour Patch Kid.
better than a Garbage Pail Kid, if you remember those.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. I am not typically a sour person. I do not. I found a couple that I can handle, and there are some that say that they're sours, and they're not really sours. I don't know what they are. They're kind of like. Actually, I think there's an episode we just recorded an episode where it was called a sour, but it wasn't really a sour, and that wasn't bad.
I don't remember what it was.
Because it wasn't sour.
I think was it Berliner Weiss?
I think it was. Anyway, so listen to that episode too. Check it out. So
We just can't tell you which one. You got to find it. You got to listen to all of them to find it.
all good. So what we're going to do, I'm going to pass
AlesandTalesPodcast.com.
The Ales and Tales.
TalesPodcast.com. I'm going to pass the can down. You guys can check it out, and hold on to it for a minute because it's cold in my hand. I'm going to read about the brewery because I thought this was kind of interesting. So Monday Night Brewing originally grew out of a small Atlanta Bible study. Right there, I'm already like, well, that's different. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Get together under a common theme that would typically not be beer. Jim, you said wine, obviously.
Yeah.
I think they're changing up the communion a little bit.
Yeah.
So they started brewing beer together on Monday nights back in 2006 as a way to get to know each other better. That's an interesting way to do that. Learned more about brewing and each other. They started making better, more complex beers. Friends, neighbors, and random strangers started joining us in our driveway to brew and commune together.
Thank you.
Beer quickly became more than just a weeknight hobby. So that's really cool. Focused on core beer production and small batch hoppy beers. And they're in Atlanta, Georgia, and now they've
Opened a tap room here.
Monday Night Garage, located in Southwest Atlanta, is their home for barrel-aged sour beers and experimentation, plus dinosaurs. I don't know what that means, but okay.
Maybe they have dinosaurs.
All right.
There we go.
I just picture like the little shrinkest that you just put in your beer and it
Oh, the
blows
mini
up
dinosaur
into
capsule
a
that goes,
beer T-Rex.
I got
Yeah,
a
they
T-Rex.
just not too long ago opened a tap room in Nashville a year ago.
Really?
Give or take. Yeah, 2 years ago maybe. I don't know. Time just kind of yeah.
Because you're drinking too much beer.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it's good. They don't do any production out there, but it's right across the river from Brewing and good little spot, lots of space.
Very cool.
Old industrial building.
Yeah,
it was
I
an
think
old
it's in like Germantown or Metro Center. It's like 5 minutes from where I live. Yeah, it's very industrial. It's like there's construction everywhere around it.
There's construction everywhere in Nashville right now. So yeah, I get that.
Nashville's state bird is the crane.
Right?
Yeah.
Have you been to their brewery?
Yeah. It's pretty big. I went during a trivia night. I didn't play trivia, but they had a lot of options. They even had like wine slushies too. I got a flight of beers.
They call it the communion slushy there, I bet.
Yeah.
Was it a
They were
theme
father,
trivia?
son.
Or just overall
I
general
don't remember.
trivia?
It was back like in September.
Yeah.
But
So not just sours, because it looks like everything I read was
Yeah,
just-
No, they do a lot of stouts.
a couple
barrel aged.
IPAs.
All right. All right.
Some lagers.
Jim, show everybody the can.
All right.
And
You want me to describe it too?
Readily
go ahead and
available in
describe
your
it for
local
our-
supermarket.
yeah,
It
so
is
I
in
got
the
this
supermarket.
in Publix.
Okay. Dr. Robot. There we go. And it looks like the appearance of ties on it.
So their logo is
Yeah.
kind of Monday Night Brewing. There's, generally a guy with a black tie.
That's the thing?
You can see at the top of the can there.
Yes. Yeah, Monday Night Brewing has got their branded logo is a silhouette type of logo,
I think they recently changed it.
holding it up to the camera of a gentleman holding up a
beer.
fist.
A beer.
It would
Is
make
it a
sense if
beer?
it was a beer.
And it says Monday Night Brewing. And I guess their logo would be a necktie type of shape. And a lot of just dancing robots on the necktie. The color scheme is kind of a pinkish red with a blue and all sorts of different, blackberries and lemons in yellow on the ties themselves.
It's kind of like a
And
blackberry
a little
jam
description
color.
on the side here. According to the Surgeon General, women should not drink alcoholic beverages during pregnancy. No, it actually says tart, refreshing, fruited.
All right.
side.
Well, I'll be the judge of that.
Yeah,
know
all
if it's gonna be
ale
refreshing.
brewed with blackberries and lemons. Alcohol is 5% by volume, or as ABV, as the seasoned folk would say.
Cool. I love
Yes.
the music is tripping me out.
It makes you want to do this.
You gotta put out your very white voice to
voice.
describe it.
Did you order a pizza?
Sir, there's a hole in my pizza. Like, what's that for?
Why is there a hole on the bottom of the popcorn bucket? That's weird. All right, you opening this? Am I throwing this to you?
I can grab
Here,
it.
ready?
We need a guy in a green
you,
suit to
Carmen,
like
for
CGI in. Just makes it look like it.
All right, so I'm gonna crack this thing open. So what is everybody's opinion of sours while I do this?
I love sours.
I think the
Typically.
last time I had them, I enjoyed it.
I like it in a flight, but not like a full glass personally.
You're not going to spend an entire night pounding sours.
No.
Right. Yeah.
Can't wait for
not
Fun
a poundable
Fest.
type of beer, huh? Oh, sorry, I'm getting
Mike
hung
is
up
pouring.
on, getting hung up on the microphone.
Oh
here,
my
and
goodness.
I'm also missing.
Look at the shade of that.
Yeah, it's
Be like ruby.
ruby
Yeah.
red.
That is a cool color. I will
Beer
give it that.
infused with blood.
Jeez,
All right,
man.
so
The
there it
Bible
is.
group's blood.
Yeah.
This is a sacrament I can get
Drink this in
behind.
remembrance of me.
So this is a very, very
Well,
cool color. I will
What
say
was
that.
what was Jesus' first miracle?
Turn water
Turning
on.
water. Actually,
Depending on the book you're reading, turning
That is debatable.
but turning water to wine.
It is commonly said that Jesus' first miracle, at least published miracle, was turning the water into wine. But what did Mary say to him prior to him doing that?
No, I don't know.
He was at the wedding of Cana, and she said, "Hey, they ran out of wine. Why don't you do your little party trick?" And he rebuked her. He said, "Woman, my time is not yet come." But he did it anyway. So she knew. She knew he could do that. So
That was, I mean, okay. So teenager, if you could turn water into wine, that would be my trick every day.
We got to think. Weddings back then lasted for 3 days. The whole village is out. So it's like 100 people. So there's enough wine for 100 people for 3 days.
yeah,
It's
A lot of wine.
it's a lot of wine.
It's a cool miracle.
It was a cool miracle. It was fun. I think any miracle is pretty cool. But all right.
Made him very popular.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
So,
So-
let's try out this this
Does,
sacrament.
does anybody smell anything? Hey, you always jump the gun. Don't drink it yet.
I'm taking a sip.
Let him do what he does. Gosh.
I get a lot of blackberry off the nose.
I must be stuffed up.
Start
I don't
calling
do
you
anything.
Stalin.
Like blackberry jam.
Stalin.
Beer Stalin.
I got the lemon right away.
Yeah.
Okay, apparently I'm stuffed up. I'm getting nothing.
Really?
Now, is there a
very
way, a methodology to do a proper sniff test on a beer?
So in general, and I learned this from whiskey, if you can just put your nose close to it,
Right.
but you don't keep your mouth closed. You have your mouth open and you inhale through your nose. It actually creates it allows more airflow to get more into your taste buds, and you'll actually get twice the amount.
It's more robust. See, with a wine, you're supposed to put your nose right into the glass and then on the edge. It gives you two distinct, separate smells.
I thought you were supposed to stick your tongue in it. No?
It's only with milkshakes.
Oh, okay.
And dog water. But the opening of the mouth, that's new.
It helps. It makes a big difference when you smell anything. All right. I'm starting to get some blackberry, but I don't, it's weird. I don't get the lemon.
I smell fruit. So,
Do you? All right.
yeah.
All right. So what are we tasting? Let's give it a whirl.
I get blackberry right off the rip. It is nice and tart. Kind of reminds me of being up in the mountains and, going blackberry picking. Some of the blackberries aren't necessarily ripe yet. They're still kind of tart, and you go home and make a little jam out of it. And so
It is refreshing, that's for sure.
It made me do the sour face immediately, which is what happens to me.
I really hope the camera was on right.
I try to get away from it. Every time I take the first sip of a sour, I'm like,
You got to let it let the palate shock kind of wash through and let it mellow for a second, and then go back for the second sip to really see what you're working with.
I will say that this is a sour. Okay, this unlike other sours that I've had that are, it's kind of a sour. That's sour. It's got a sourness to it, but it's not like I've had some that are so intense that my face wants to implode.
Yeah.
It's not good.
The warhead bucker.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's relatively light. It's easy to sip on, I would say. Like I keep kind of wanting to sip more on it, and I don't normally gravitate towards sours, but it's good.
It has a similar tang.
Yeah.
That it hits the mouth in similar places as an IPA. Mm-hmm. It still gives you that,
The back of the throat, yeah.
but
Kind
it
of back sides of the tongue.
Yep. It's
I like it.
it's I could
Goes
drink
down
this.
quick.
This is something,
not-
again, by the beach, would be a good drink.
Yeah, this would be a good.
Yeah.
I could see this being refreshing. This is not an unrefreshing.
And
beer.
maybe I'm jumping the gun, but I'm thinking about food pairings. For some reason, New England clam chowder comes to mind.
That is a weird combination.
That's a weird combination.
I don't know, man. I feel like it just goes with it. Maybe I'm wrong.
I gotta sit and think on that one for a while.
With the fruitiness, I'd have this with the turkey Thanksgiving dinner.
Right.
The dressing, the
That
mashed
too.
potatoes.
This is a Thanksgiving beer. Yep. This would
good.
definitely work. Pork. Anytime I get berries or fruit, like strong fruitiness,
Yeah.
I go with pork.
pork tenderloin.
Or what about like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, or like a grilled cheese?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's so many varieties of food it could possibly go with.
This is the jelly. You just have a peanut butter sandwich
Yeah,
and
peanut
drink your
butter
beer. And
sandwich.
you're
I
good.
burned the
Yeah, peanut butter and jelly
bejesus out of
sandwich.
my chin the other day. I don't know if you've ever made a grilled PB and J, like the little sandwich presses that press the sides
A
and like
panini.
diagonally.
Yeah.
No, not a panini. Not like just pressing straight down. Like this seals off the sides of the bread.
Turns it into like Hot Pocket.
Yes,
Oh,
it'll
really?
turn a sandwich in like a hot
My
pocket.
mom had one when I was a teenager. She used to make that for me. Actually, when I was even not a teenager, even younger, and she used to make those things for us all the time. It was great.
I can't eat a regular peanut butter and jelly. Too many of them in high school. Going to this, always the bag lunch, always peanut butter and jelly. I'm just thinking of it.
You're over it.
But a grilled PB and J, I'll eat any
Yep.
day of the week. And this one, the problem is like like you're making napalm. You take peanut butter, you
Molten
take
hot
jelly,
peanut
and you heat it up till it's molten, and then just napalm. If it gets on you, it sticks.
Yeah.
And just I thought it cooled long enough. I generally will like cut it in half and like make sure there's a little hole, like let the steam out, kind of give it a minute. And I took a bite and it just squirted and
Yeah.
stuck on my chin, and it caused it to like blister up. They got bad.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. You know what's good is
It was so delicious.
peanut butter and chocolate chips on a sandwich.
Huh.
Yes.
Well, I mean, yeah, how do you go wrong with that? How do you go wrong with peanut butter?
Right.
I met somebody a while back that doesn't like peanut butter. I forget who it was. Probably because I erased them out of my mind. How do you not like peanut
Maybe it was the
butter?
woman. Maybe it
you're
was
allergic to
what are they?
peanuts.
Russian? Was it the waitress from Vegas? I do
your-
not like peanut
Get your peanut
butter.
butter
Oh
away from
man,
me.
whatever.
You Americans with your peanut butter.
If she's old school Russian, she loves some peanut butter. It was hard to get back in the day.
You ever make your own peanut butter?
She grew up in the 80s in
Really?
Russia. Oh, man, peanut butter was a treat.
A lot of people have no
Vodka
idea how to make
Well,
their
I
own
guess it
peanut butter.
depends on which side of the wall you were on. But
I
It's
used to-
crazy.
or wait, that's Germany. Never
I
mind.
used to work at a blender company, Vitamix, and I learned all about making different foods in a blender, soups, hummus, and then peanut butter. And it's just nuts and
And a
oil.
blender.
That's
It's not even
nuts.
oil. We just put nuts in a food processor and let it go.
Yeah.
Life hack. If
You really
ever-
need to add the oil though? I figure there's so much
can.
oil in it.
You can put oil and honey. We don't. We put peanuts.
You mix it up and then you do it as needed, just depending.
All right, Vitamix Ref. Oils added or no oils?
For peanut butter, technically no, but I do it because using the tamper, like going into the blender, it's a lot more work. So I just.
But as it heats up,
Yeah,
with a
that's true.
food processor, it might be the solution.
Yeah.
Because the food processor heats it up. And when buddy, when it's done and you got nice warm peanut butter, just drips onto the bread.
Just made me hungry.
Oh my gosh.
That would go great with this right now.
Homemade
Yep.
peanut butter.
Yeah, blackberry, sour beer, and peanut butter. I think that is the winning choice. Yeah, I would go.
Sure,
for
this
that.
isn't gummy flavored for some reason. It's like you're getting munchies, man. Everything seems to be funny, and all of a sudden I'm paranoid.
This is.
Everybody knows.
Everybody knows, man. This is not near as sour as I was expecting it to
No.
be. This
No,
is
you
good.
get over
This
that
is-
initial palate shock. and
I can
it's-
handle this.
All right.
I was worried. You brought another one that we're going to do in another episode. I'm worried. There are some sours, man.
It's I have a feeling it's going to be like a sour, quote unquote. I think it's going to be more like fruited slushy.
Yeah.
So, okay, we went through this pretty quick. This is good. I like it. I would give this a, I don't know, 4 blackberry bushes out of 5.
All right. For a beer you can find at the grocery store, I love Dr. Robot. It kind of goes anywhere and kind of goes with a lot. Easy to drink. As far as what I can get at the grocery store, this is straight up 8. Beers is probably like a 7.2.
Yeah, I thought it went down pretty easy. It's a sour, but it's not overly powering, like too sour. You know what I mean? It's light, it's refreshing, it's got that sweetness, like it's got that fruit. I would say 4 out of 5 blackberry bushes as well.
On the surface, when you look at it, now that my glasses are empty, but when you see it being poured, it's kind of like, oh boy, this is going to be interesting.
Yeah,
But once you take a sniff of it, even smelling it is a little bit not off-putting, but oh man, what am I in for? Then it hits the tongue, and you're like, oh, it's not so bad. You know, there's a middle of the road to it. So I would say, yeah, about a 6, 7.
Would you choose this over like a traditional beer if you saw this, or if they had like your standards, like a Miller? Not to pick on Miller Lite, but Bud Light or anything.
I
like
would.
That?
I would.
All right.
Yeah, just need to kind of vary things up. Courtney and I like to, we go to our old standards, but every now and then we'll, now that I'm being more cultured in this space, I've got more recommendations to make.
All right.
Okay. So I do have a question. So for those of you who have been to the brewery or are fans of sours, I'm curious because I know certain beers are very, very different from the tap than from the can.
Yeah.
So have you
Even in the
noticed-
bottle.
Yeah. Have you noticed
I've
that
seen-
with the sours at all? Have you had like some that were both?
Depends on the sour. This one's pretty close for both. I've had it off tap. I've had it in the can. I don't.
Not drastically different?
Never picked out any differences.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
me neither.
There are some beers, man, that are so drastically
There are.
different. It's crazy. Like like one of my favorite beers off of tap, if I see it, is Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Ale. All their other flavors are,
The bottle's horrible though.
dude, it's so bad out of the bottle.
See, that's the thing is that Kentucky bourbon, that's a beer I feel like I need to work to get down. And I know that's one of your favorites.
Have you done it off the tap? Out of tap.
But it's a lighter ale. It's not dark. I mean, it's.
So
It's one of Courtney's
caramelly.
favorites, though. Because
so
I'm not a
you've had
big.
it. Okay, you've had it.
I'm not a big whiskey fan, though.
Have you had it
either,
off tap
so-
or just out of the bottle?
I think both.
Okay.
I mean, with you, Mike, we've had it at Burger Up, I want to say.
Okay.
And yes, I think we've had it at the tap there. So
Yeah, it's great off the tap. It's like liquid caramel. It's amazing. It's fantastic. Anyway, sorry, we're not talking about them right now. We're talking about Mr. Robot.
Dr. Robot.
That's what I said.
Hey, he worked hard
that
for
deserves
that degree.
let's see.
He did work hard for the degree.
You know how hard it is for a beer to get through college and get a doctorate? Like that's something, man.
A lot of extra work.
That comment deserves the Kelsey Grammer falling off the stage. There we go.
So 5% ABV, pretty decent. Not too sour. So this would be a good starting off sour. If you want to try and start off with a sour, I would recommend this.
I immediately know I can go more sour though.
Yeah.
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 Cool.
With this.
All right. What else? Anybody got anything else? What did we learn?
What'd you learn?
That there are some sours that you guys like.
Yeah.
Carly?
This is a great sour. I would totally drink this if I wanted to change a pace from my normal IPA.
It's like a nice little poolside
Yeah.
drink, right? Me?
Yeah.
What did I learn?
What did you learn?
That I've got something new I can add to the choices. You know?
I learned something
I would
else.
certainly buy this.
I learned Jim's new metric, or if he likes a beer or not, is would I like this at the beach? That is like his number one. Like, if you meet this requirement,
Yeah.
Jim McCarthy's gonna like your beer.
Some of my best memories in recent years have been sitting on the beach just watching my kids play in the water. So that's what I love.
All right,
Yes.
I was just
An
going to guess the
afternoon.
fact
fucking on them heartstrings.
That's right.
I was guessing it was just the fact that we're tired of winter and you're ready to get some heat. So
No.
you're like thinking of the beach.
I mean, if Courtney said, hey, let's move to the Keys, I'd be like, okay, let's do it. I'm totally in for that. But she would never say that right now. So, yeah.
Good excuse. No, trust me. I lived at the beach for years. If you live at the beach, you don't go to the beach.
I want to say, though, living at the beach when you have to have a job in your have to years, okay? Because for a majority of us right now, we're in our have to years. Some of us is a get to because we love what we do for a living, but we're truly not in our get to years yet. I think that is different when you get to your get to years. So if you have the choice between a house in Nashville and a house down on the coast, yes, that's even better. That's ideal. So
I'd keep the house in Nashville.
I would totally would.
I would just go visit the beach.
Yeah.
Yes.
If here's the reality for everybody who's ever gone to the beach. If you don't live at the beach and you drive to the beach, you will put up with traffic. You will put up with parking. You will put up with rain. You will do whatever it takes because you've gone to the beach. You've traveled wherever it is to go to the beach. You will deal with all of it to go to the beach. But when you live there, even on a nice day, you go, I'll go tomorrow. It's
Yeah, but you could say the same thing about Vegas. I used to go out to the desert in Vegas all the time, so I was on my back porch, and I could go out to see Red Rock Canyon, the Valley of Fire, up to Mount Charleston, and I did that all the time. So I disagree with you. I take your reality and replace it with my own. Biatch.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. There's got to be a biatch sound effect.
Hold on. Let me see.
No.
How does that thing work? I don't. Is there even?
He's just got,
Screw with me, okay?
he's got all kinds of crazy stuff over there, man. He's the Dr. Oz.
I can tell that's one of his favorite things to do because like anytime he goes to play with that in the show, you just see this like look of like glee kind of
Mad scientist.
It's like kid in a candy store, like, oh, what am I gonna do?
Well, I don't know what you're talking about at
man.
all.
Do we get those sound effects at all?
No, just me.
I was gonna say, can you just like randomly make Mike sound like he just took a big balloon of helium as he's doing something?
Something's wrong with this beer, man.
Mike, I really like this beer. It makes my voice do something weird.
He's over there doing whippets. All right. And on that note, we've gotten crazy. Crazier than Dr. Robot is allowing, I think.
Right.
All right. Great beer. Give it a shot. I would recommend it if you're wanting to start off with a sour. If you don't like sours, or if you don't think you'd like sours, give this one a whirl. All right. Till next time, find us where you can on Facebook, on the Ales and Tales Podcast.com.
Go to the Ales and Tales Podcast.com.
The Ales and Tales Podcast.com. We're also on Instagram, Facebook. Check us out. Subscribe. Let us know what you're thinking.
Frackle.
Send us free beer. What?
Thank you.
We're on Frackle.
Frackle.
Yeah, doesn't exist yet.
Yep.
All right. Till next time. Cheers.
Cheers.